question is that the bill be now read a second time. Engineer Dr. Lee Biwa.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I would like to begin by applauding the decision to reorganize the functions and structures of the AVA and MPARKs. With food issues as well as wildlife management and animal welfare issues are becoming more significant these days, it is important that they be managed under specific bodies with the relevant resources and expertise. The newly created Singapore Food Agency and the expanded MPARK will certainly have their work cut out for them. But this reorganization is a step in the right direction for sure. With better defined responsibilities, they will be able to act on them more efficiently and effectively. I think there's no question we must coexist with wildlife, but there are many cases of people feeling threatened by animals. Indeed, there seems to be an increasing number of cases of snakes appearing in residential areas and causing alarm. One woman was even bitten by a python outside her house on the second story of an HDB flat. Wild boars too are a cause of concern, as there have been several cases of wild boars attacking people. And let's also not forget about the monkeys harassing residents, first in the condominiums and now in densely populated HDB estate too. And recently, I received several feedbacks from my residents. Monkeys are found at the bus stops and overhead bridge near Yisun Stadium. They were so worried when they have children with them. So there will be a lot on the plate of MPARKs to manage, as I can foresee. What should we do in such situations? I have always found it perplexing that the police are called in to handle snakes. I urge the AVS to train a group of experts who can handle wildlife and attending to residents who need help. I give you an example. Recently, a resident saw a snake in the drain right in front of her unit, which is on the ground floor. And she's so worried because her grandchild was sleeping in the house. So she called ACRES. You know what? ACRES told her that the drain is a habitat for snake. Therefore, they will not come and catch. Furthermore, she was told that that snake is a python. It is non-poisonous. It is correct. But you just imagine this poor grandmother. In front is a snake, but behind is a grandchild. By the time I came to know about it, I quickly called town council, sent a pest controller down and catch the snake. But by the time, it's too late. The snake has disappeared. So can you imagine how much stress it is causing to the resident living in that ground floor unit? Not just her unit, but all the neighbors on the ground floor, because they don't know when will the snake appear again. So I hope in cases like this, ABS and MPARK can come in to help. And following several snake sightings in the landed properties in Springleaf Estate, Springleaf neighborhood invited speakers from Singapore Nature Society to give talks. And I attended the talk as well. And I found that it is very informative, very useful. So I hope with more streamlined functions, MPARK will now be able to do more to increase its outreach. MPARK could work with MOE, schools to educate students about dealing with wildlife. Start them young so they develop a positive interest and knowledge from a young age. On the flip side, there are cases of humans hurting animals too. Although fishing is illegal along certain riverbanks, it is not uncommon to see people fishing illegally. On weekends especially, along Sungai Selita in Springleaf Estate, one can see fishermen decked out in hats and fishing rods, sitting or standing on the riverbanks to fish. This despite signages clearly stating no fishing in that area. Overfishing will result in an upset in the biodiversity of the river. And not only that, some of the fishing rods get hooked on other river animals like otters. These animals will not survive from such man-inflicted injuries without the intervention of wildlife welfare groups. My residents often feedback that some of these fishermen simply throw away the fishes, especially if the fishes caught are too small for them to eat. So they just throw along the riverbank, and very often residents also found fishing hooks along the riverbank. And all these can be very dangerous when someone steps on it. I would like to ask, what can be done to improve enforcement of penalties against illegal fishing? Before I conclude, I would like to iterate that it is good to have harmonious coexistence with animals, but we need to strike a balance. We need to consider the safety of our residents first. I would like to take this opportunity to highlight the problem that some cat feeders cause to our community. In Nee South, Zone A, many residents complaining about sighting of big rats. And I went down at night to take a look. True enough, I can see many rats dancing about, running about. And I activated NEA, AVA, and Town Council. We formed a rats task force. And we found that the root cause actually is the food left behind by cat feeders. Several cat feeders, not just one. And when they walk away, the rats come and eat, the big cockroaches come and eat. And I asked NEA to act. They say cannot. There was an agreement by AVA and Cat Society to leave food there for 2 hours. So many cat feeders with many 2 hours. How to solve the rats issue? Rats multiply very fast as well. Town Council and NEA have been working very hard. They have been treating the burrows, sealing the burrows, catch the rats at least twice a week. But we don't seem to be able to solve the problem. I would like to take this opportunity to plead to the relevant agency to remove the 2 hours feeding for areas that have rats issues. Residents' health is much more important. To conclude, the government's decision to create a lead organization for the management of animals is evident that it recognizes the importance of this issue to the environment and to the hearts of Singaporeans. It is good to take care of animals, but please do not forget to take care of our residents' safety and hygienic living environment. In Chinese, please. 与动物和睦共处，对大家都有益。无论是对于我们的旅游业生态平衡，还是心灵的健康，大自然都可以带来正面的影响。但是，动物与人类有2大类冲突。第一是动物给人类带来的恐惧，我们应该教育人民，看到动物不要恐慌。在这种情况下，并不适合报警，而是应该找相关的机构。希望新成立的部门可以在这一方面加强宣导，并在需要的时候给居民适当的帮忙。另一方面，有些人类也会伤害动物， 本地时常可以看到有人非法钓鱼，这会伤害生态平衡和海獭等其他生物。当局是否能增强执法？总的来说，重新安排食物类功能和自然类功能，能让政府能更好地管理这2个重要的领域。但在照顾动物的同时，我们更要考虑居民的安全与居住环境的卫生。Notwithstanding the above, I support the bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Lee. I assume rats are not animals.